Made a medieval dining room table set. Made a chalice. I used the revolve tool. And I did a line with some CP points, control points, and then did a revolve. And it gave me a nice profile for a little chalice. These are the UV unwraps. For the UV distortion, didn't get too bad on it. For the plate, again, we'll go look at the UV distortion. I did get a little bit on some of the bends, but it was made from a cylinder and then just flattened down, gave it a lot of shape just to give it to a nice profile, a nice little bend. Put a lot of edge loops on it just to so you can see, get up real close to it, and it doesn't give you any kind of crazy polygonal little surfaces, little jaggedy. For the napkin, I actually took another control points, made this kind of a shape with it that you see right here, and then did I think it was like a bi-rail, and that was what was able to give it to the shape. I did a little tiny extrusion, so it gives it a little bit of thickness to it. And then it was NURBS to polygon, so it didn't go exactly all the way through with the polygons. And then for the knife and fork, everybody had like this little twist I was looking at on Google for like medieval knives and medieval forks. But I tried to do this like bone little attachment here. Just gave it a nice little taper, some beveled edges. And this is for the blade on the UVs. And then this is for the handle. And then for the fork, everybody had like a two-prong fork looking on Google and stuff like that. So I kind of gave it just a simple follow-up from that. And then this will be for the handle here. And then I had them just sitting on the napkin, but it was kind of hard to tell just for this video. It's like a little folded up napkin. Looks pretty cool. For the table, it was just a simple square for or a simple cube for the top. Did some beveled edges just so it didn't do anything crazy when I hit the smooth tool on it. I think for this one, yeah, it does have a little bit of a pushing and pulling on the UVs for the tabletop, but it's just going to be a wood texture that we made prior to this class. And then on Google, it kind of gave like a bunch of different examples of like medieval style tables, so I just kind of picked one and modified it to suit this part. So I just have some cubes on the tops and the bottoms, another revolve that looked like a vase to give it for like this kind of just decorative piece, decorative shape on here. And then I think this is just a cube with the tops and bottoms cut off, yeah, or a cylinder, so we won't be able to see nothing in there. And that was what I did for the table, just some extra uh, pillars just to give it some like, I guess like how it would be put together if it was real. Then we get into my light source. So this is just gonna be like a candle holder. I just put a bunch of little candles in some spots right here. Oh, lost my pivot here. Alright, close everything now. So this is the candles. They're just kind of sitting in the candle holders. Then for the actual candle holder itself, it kind of moves off. And then there's this little, I guess it would be like an attachment point. This is what they're going to be resting on. Everything in here had to get its own UVs for just to get it to work for this part. So the candles, the candle holders, even the little decorative piece that we have right here. Put them all back real quick. Some of them are just scaled up and scaled smaller to make it look like more time has been burnt off of each one. This T-post pillar, H-frame pillar, however it is, that was a little complicated to unwrap just to get all the stuff because it was giving me a lot of UV distortion, especially on these side pieces because they were extrusions from the original part. But now we got that all taken care of. And then I put like a little clip to hold the chain down right here. That's just how it attaches to the wood. Made some little chains off of some Taurus shapes. Just some catty cornered them, so it made it look like some chains. Gave another one of those little clips to hold it on to a separator. This separator is literally just here so the chains can go straight up and down instead of being like dragged to this point all by themselves. So it was just a decorative stylist way to do that, kind of hidden it. And then that was for this is gonna be the light source for the medieval dining set. And then this was my little chair. I just went to Google and they had like a bunch of like this would be like the white parts would be like a leather, and then it was held down by like rivets or buttons. Same with the back. It's gonna be like a leather held down by all the rivets and stuff like that. Did a lot of messing with like the soft selections just to pull out, give it some like belly on it so it curves out. And then for the rivets, I think this was just a simple a cube and then hit a smooth on it just so it can kind of gives that roundness effect without any hard edges, and that's why every single one of them was a copy off of the original one when I did that. So all the UVs will be the same. For the backrest and the legs, they kind of had like a bunch of weird different designs on the chairs that I was looking at, so I kind of just chose one and mingled it up to try to see how it's going to work for this one. It's kind of a pain figuring out the UVs with this one, trying to get them all like situated without having any major UV distortion. Took a little while to get this one unwrapped. It was a little bit more complicated. But just pretty much every angle has its own seam on it, so it's not trying to give any effect. I was gonna cover up a lot of the area on here. Might make the textile density look a little. Um, I guess some parts will be more like they're all the same textile density when I went into the UV editing. I don't know why this thing is all going crazy. It's all the same textile density throughout the. Okay, if I can click on one of these here. So 3971, 397162, yeah. It's all gonna be like the same textile density, but it just kind of, I think, guess what I'm trying to say is I'm worried about when I go to put a texture on this that some of it's gonna be more displayed and than not, just because how the shapes are going right here. Instead of cutting up every single one of these with another seam, and we'll see how they're gonna look when we actually just throw the texture on it like this. This leather I'm not too really worried about for the seat and the backrest, just because it is kind of like a simple square, simple parts. But this is gonna be one of the more the complex unwraps that I've done, just to see how it's gonna look, the seams and everything. But so far, this is what I have situated for the medieval scene. I got the chair, table, a chalice, a plate, a fork, a knife, a napkin, and this candlelight holder. Thank you.